My husband had severe mental health issues, so after we got married, I never pushed him to be intimate with me, yet he ended up having a relationship with a girl I was supporting, and without even a shred of remorse. Samuel sneered at me. What? Already forgotten about the CEO of Swift Peak? The words hit me like a ton of bricks. 2 years ago, Samuel had gotten into a bar fight, smashing a bottle over a project manager's son's head. I rushed over and found Lydia working at the bar, harassed by some drunk. Samuel had lost his temper, and everything spiraled. The next day, Swift Peak won the critical bid we'd been counting on. My company, funded by my mother's inheritance, was on the edge of collapse. Desperate, I approached Swift Peak's CEO. I never expected it to be Henry, my old college pursuer. He lounged on a sofa, the smell of alcohol lingering, and listened calmly before saying, "Ms. Bennett, you know no one makes a losing deal. If you want the project, spend the night here." I froze, shame burned inside me, but Samuel's weary face and our crumbling company haunted me. Almost in a trance, I began undressing, then regret crashed over me. As I turned to leave, Henry shoved my clothes back into my arms. "I didn't think you'd be this naive." I thought it was over, but the next day Swift Peak suddenly dropped out of the competition, handing us the project. Relief was short-lived. Someone leaked photos from that night to Samuel. I explained everything, and he said he believed me, but from then on, we drifted apart. Now, standing in front of him, I finally understood. "Wow," I sneered. "Never thought you'd enjoy being betrayed." His face darkened. "Keep this up, we're getting a divorce." The word cut me like a blade, but I steadied myself. "Fine, I don't want a man who's already been with another woman." I slammed divorce papers, already signed, onto the table. Samuel ripped them apart, fury blazing. "You think you can walk off with the company shares? Dream on, you were just a helper. This company is mine." He gripped my wrist hard. "Now that your old college flame is back, you think you can trade up? Over my dead hands. Weren't you the one who wanted a divorce?" I shot back. His face twisted before he spat. "Claire, as long as I'm alive, you'll never end up with him." Then he stormed out, Lydia trailing after him, shooting me a resentful glare. Why won't Sammy agree to the divorce? Does he still have feelings for her or something? But what does she have that I don't? Looks? Personality? Ability? Please, Claire, you should just disappear. As that thought crossed her mind, Lydia glanced at someone standing quietly in the corner. The person nodded discreetly and quickly sent a message. Exhausted, I staggered to my car. Before I could drive off, a van rammed into me. Men with bats surrounded my car. One smashed the window, yanked me out by my hair. Pain seared my scalp. I elbowed the leader, Alfred, and ran, but he caught me, raising his hand to strike. A hand shot out, stopping him. Bodyguards rushed in, finishing off the rest. And then I saw him, Henry, standing tall in a gray suit, eyes cold and mesmerizing. "Henry," my voice trembled. "Why are you here?" "Word is, you're divorcing your husband from me," he said, mocking. I did not. I snapped. "So, you're not divorcing, or just not for me?" His gaze darkened. I brushed past, but suddenly he lifted me in his arms. "What are you doing?" I glared. "Think you could escape twice?" he asked calmly, carrying me to his car. I stayed quiet. At the hospital, once my injuries were treated, Henry turned to leave. "Wait," I whispered. "I'm sorry for what happened back then." Memory surged. College days when he had pursued me, when I'd accused him of stalking after scandalous photos of me appeared online. I'd smashed his gifts, called him a creep. Later I learned it had been my half-sister Vivian who framed him. By then, Henry had vanished. Now he stood, distant as ever. "Let me guess, you're here for the Brightsmart Plaza project, right?" "Huh?" I blinked. He smirked. "Mrs. Norton will be at the jewelry auction in 2 days. Whether you succeed, that's on you." He walked away before I could answer. 2 days later, I greeted Eleanor Norton at the auction, perfectly prepared, her favorite coffee, cookies, even small talk about Austin Fraley's jewelry. Her eyes lit up when I mentioned his pieces would appear. "You want to bid for me, don't you?" she asked. "Yes," I admitted. She gave no answer, but her silence was agreement. I slipped out, my phone ringing. Samuel's angry voice snapped. "Where the hell have you been? You haven't been home for 2 days. Stop acting like a sulky kid." I laughed coldly. "If I'm an adult, I don't owe you reports." "I'm your husband," he barked. "Not for much longer," I replied, hanging up. When the auction began, I noticed Samuel entering with a woman on his arm. I looked away and focused on bidding. Eleanor sat behind me in sunglasses. The final piece, a breathtaking aquamarine necklace.